All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to break down a really simple but powerful system for building a business that actually makes money. This whole thing is based on a workshop that was called the Business Model Workout, and honestly, the ideas are more important now than they've ever been. So let's get into it.
So, let's start with the big, scary question, right? The one that keeps every entrepreneur up at night. With all the information, all the tools we have today, why do the vast majority of new businesses still fail? What's going on?
You know, the answer, according to the person who came up with this system, probably isn't what you think. It's usually not a bad product. It's this, distraction. It's monkey see, monkey do. Entrepreneurs see other people networking, building these super fancy websites, printing business cards, and they just copy them without ever stopping to ask, wait, does this actually make me money?
And that is the classic entrepreneur's dilemma. You end up spending all your time, all your energy on things that feel like work. They feel productive, but they don't actually move the needle on your bank account. And it happens because people dive in without really understanding the absolute rock-solid fundamentals of what a business is.
Okay, so before we can even talk about the three-step system, we have to cover the prerequisites. Think of these as the two starting blocks you have to be on before the race even begins. They are completely non-negotiable.
First up, a proven product. And we're not talking about an idea on a napkin here. This means you have something that at least a few real, live human beings have already paid you money for. They've voted with their wallets. And second, a target market. You need to have a clear idea of who you're trying to help. It can be a starting point, it can be a little fuzzy, but it can't just be everyone.
All right, now we get to what might be the single most powerful and honestly the most misunderstood concept in this whole breakdown. If you want to get profitable, and I mean fast, you have to live by the desperate customer rule.
And this is where so many people get it wrong. The common approach is to target people who could benefit from your product, the nice-to-haves. But the right approach, the profitable approach, is to find the people who are desperate, who are absolutely starving for a solution to their problem. For them, what you have isn't nice to have, it's a must-have.
And these examples just make it so clear. Let's say you write resumes. Don't go after every single college grad. Go after the grads whose first language isn't English, who are terrified their resumes holding them back. Or if you're a business consultant, forget all entrepreneurs. Find the ones who are struggling, who are financially stressed, and need help yesterday. See the difference? It's about finding the pain.
And here's the ultimate litmus test. When you show up with your solution, their reaction should be pure, unadulterated relief. It should be a, hallelujah, where have you been all my life moment. If you're not getting that kind of reaction, you probably haven't found your desperate customer yet. Okay, so let's say you've done the work. You have a proven product, you've identified that desperate customer who's shouting, hallelujah. Now we can finally pull back the curtain and look at the simple, powerful engine that drives the whole thing.
And that's it. It's shockingly simple. Just three things: marketing, sales, and customer satisfaction. The whole theory here is that if you can master the processes for just these three functions and learn to ignore all the other noise, you will be profitable. It all comes down to focus.
So let's break these down, because the definitions are really specific. First, marketing. In this system, marketing is not about brand awareness or getting likes on social media. It has one job and one job only: to generate a lead. That's it. A potential customer who has raised their hand and said, hey, I'm interested.
Okay, so marketing generates the lead. Then it hands that lead over to sales. And the sales process has an equally specific goal: turn that interested person, that lead, into a paying customer. This is where the transaction happens. This is where the revenue comes from.
And finally, we have customer satisfaction. And this is so key. It's not just about delivering the product or service. The process is not over until you have confirmed that you have a happy customer. You can't just assume they're satisfied. You have to actively make sure of it.
I love this analogy they use. It's from volleyball. Think of marketing as the setup. Its job is to perfectly place the ball, that qualified lead, right there in the air. And then sales is the smash. It comes in and powerfully spikes that ball for the point. It turns that perfect setup into a win. You need both, working in perfect harmony.
Okay, so this is where it all comes together and gets really exciting. When you run this three-step system the right way, it does more than just make a sale. It creates this powerful, self-sustaining engine that just keeps growing your business on its own.
And what's the fuel for this entire growth engine?
It's the outcome of step 3. The whole incredible loop gets kicked off by creating one single genuinely happy customer.
See, that one happy customer becomes a superpower for your business. They do 2 incredibly valuable things. 1, they come back to buy from you again, that's repay business, and 2, they go out and tell their friends about you, and that's referrals.
Now, here's the magic trick for your bank account. Both of those things, repeat business and referrals, come to you almost for free. They completely bypass the expensive, time-consuming work of marketing and sales. They are by far the most profitable customers you will ever get.
So what you end up with is this beautiful feedback loop, what we call a virtuous cycle. Each happy customer generates more business, which in turn creates more happy customers, and on it goes. The system starts to feed itself, and your growth can become exponential.
So, let's bring it all home. Your job as a business owner, when you boil everything away, is to have a relentless, laser-like focus on just 3 things: generating leads, converting them into customers, and making those customers happy. And just as important, your job is to have the discipline to ignore everything else, all the monkey see, monkey do tasks, and all the distractions. So, I'll leave you with a final question to think about for your own business or whatever project you're working on. Of these 3 essential pillars, marketing, sales, and customer satisfaction, which one are you neglecting the most? Because odds are, the answer to that question is the key to unlocking all your future growth.